right, we are back with Safe on Talk episode 12. I've got some great stuff for you today, and I'm here with Chris as always.
Episode
Oh man,
12? Whoa.
I know we're getting up there. Um, see
Yeah.
today we got E3's got a new sponsor.
Yeah.
Um, Chris is gonna announce some new games in Uproar and a couple other things. Uh, Street Fighter 6 footage. There's a bunch of footage. We got a good 25-minute clip of some cool looking shit. Skyrim's got a new updated co-op mod that I wanted to talk about a little bit. That looks pretty dope. And then
Dope.
I had a crazy couple of days that I think are gonna make for a pretty interesting story. I just kind of want to fill everyone in on this because I think it'll be relatively funny. But yeah, and then basically, as always, any bullshit. I'm sure we'll go off on a tangent a couple times, and that will be the show. So yeah, how you doing, my dude?
I'm doing good, man. Just enjoying these dog days of the summer, I guess. And
Yeah.
waiting for Evo, man, to come. It's coming in a couple weeks, man.
Yep. It's gonna be August pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's at the end of August, right? Or no, it's in the beginning.
No, it's the first weekend in
Oh
August.
yeah, dope. So yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
This is blowing by, man. We in July already.
Yep. And you're going to
It's
quit your
crazy.
friendlies this weekend.
Yeah, I'll be there this weekend supporting Buffalo's FGC scene and Smash scene. Absolutely.
Nice. All right, so we'll start off. Let me tell you about this week I had. Okay. So on Wednesday I wake up and I've had pancreatitis before. I got it like 3 years ago, really bad. Had to go to the hospital and stuff. And Wednesday I wake up and it's hurting because it hurts a little bit sometimes if I eat the wrong food, I drink too much, anything like that. But it's like bearable. So I wake up and it like hurts a little. I'm like, oh, I gotta watch what I eat today. Can't really drink or anything. 5 minutes go by, it gets a little worse. I'm like, okay, chill. 30 minutes later, I'm like, it's so extreme. It's just like it was when I had to go to the emergency room. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, not again. I'm not spending 3 days in the damn hospital. I'm like crawling around the floor. And I'm like, I got to go to the ER, Mary. And she's like, you want me to drive you? I was like, no, don't worry. I think I can make it there. I'll drive myself. So I'm driving there and I got a bag because it makes you like get sick like crazy. Like you're just throwing up all the time. So I got like a bag. Like every red light, I'm like getting sick in. And I'm getting there and I'm going to Strong. And I'm on Scottsville. I'm 7 minutes away. And all of a sudden my car pops up. It's got like the heads up display. And it goes, turn engine off immediately. Check coolant level. And I'm like, what? And I look at my oil and it's like 90% hot. Like it's almost red line. And I'm like, shit. So I pull over into the Comfort Windows parking lot. And I'm like, and like I pull over and I'm like dying. Like I'm in so much pain. I'm like outside of my car, I'm pacing. I text Mary. I'm like, you need to come get me. Like I'm almost to the hospital, the ER. Like I can't drive my car. Something's wrong with it. And I was like, and I was standing there. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And then like I'm parking next to these work vehicles, and three people walk out. One person walks out and he's like, hey, you okay, man? And I told him a little bit of what's going on. And I was like, I can have my car towed. I gotta go to the ER though. Like, do you care if I leave it here? He's like, yeah, but can you back it up into this spot? I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I back it up into the spot. He leaves, gets in his truck. The second guy walks closer to his truck. Doesn't say anything, just gets in his truck and leaves. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like getting sick on the side. The third person comes out and he's like, he doesn't say anything. He's about to leave and he looks at me. He's like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, I'm having a bad day, dude. And I was like, I'm just trying to get to the ER and my car overheated. Like, but I'll be good. Don't worry about it. And then he's like, dude, I can just take you to the ER. Like, you want me to? And I was like, thank you, Jesus. Yes, please. Like, lifesaver. So I go, so I'm like, I didn't bring a bag or anything with me. He saw me getting sick, but he's driving me to the ER and he's like trying to talk to me. He's like, hey, so what's your name, man? And I don't want to tell him that I'm purposely not trying to talk because I don't want to get sick in his truck. And I don't want him to be mad paranoid that I'm going to throw up in his truck. So I'm like, Destin? And he's like, yeah, cool, man. So blah, blah, blah. And I'm like sitting there, like literally rocking back and forth, like, do not throw up in this nice dude's truck. Do not throw up in this nice dude's truck. And I'm like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I get there without getting sick.
I know that's the worst, man.
Yeah. And so I get there, I was like, thanks, Chris. And I like ran. ran the emergency room. I go in there and they say like with the staffing shortage and how bad the like ERs
Oh
are now,
no.
it's insane. Like have you ever been to the Strong ER?
I Come on, I've been to all the ERs in Rochester.
Yeah.
That's another
but
story though, man.
but but so they got a lot of seats. Like I'd say they got like 60
Right,
chairs. And then there's
right.
people in wheelchairs. It's spread out. There's not anywhere. There's people standing. Like it's so busy. And I'm like about to pass out. I'm in so much pain. And I go up to the counter and they're like, ask me questions. I'm checking in. And I'm seriously dying. Like I'm gonna pass out from this pain. And they're like,
Right,
okay, we'll go have a seat. And I'm like, there isn't any seats. They're like, you just sit on the floor. I'm like, okay. So an hour goes by and I'm pacing and they aren't even calling people in. Like it's still the
mm,
same group of like 70, 80 people in the emergency room. And a nurse walks by, or what I thought was a nurse, it was just like an attendant. And I was like, can I get like some extra strength Tylenol, like anything? She's like, sorry, we don't have enough staff, so we don't have a nurse out here that can like give you anything. I'm like, can you just like call someone? Like I'm dying. And so she's like, no, I'm sorry. So I'm like just pacing for like 4 hours, like dying, rocking back and forth. And the reason I bring this up is because everyone that says the shit that they're like during the pandemic when they're like, yeah, who cares? Like most people survive it. Like you just go to
right.
the ER, you go to the hospital. The fucking hospital is not an infinite resource. Like if they're full, they're
It's
fucking
not.
full.
There's
Like
nothing you could
I'm
do.
literally like getting sick in the lobby, like in a bag, and like probably bugging the hell out of everyone, but I can't help it. Like dying, and like they can't do anything for me. Like if they're full, they're full, and that's what people don't understand. It's like why are they
Yeah.
making such a big deal of the pandemic? It's like because with all these new people needing beds, that means if you have a heart attack, if you have a stroke, like or you have fucking severe pancreatitis, like your ass is just sitting out there like
Waiting,
forever. It's
waiting.
awful. So I got to feel that firsthand. It felt terrible. So 5 hours go by and the nurse comes out and it's like,
5 hours?
oh no, it gets worse. So five
Oh
hours
my
goes
god.
by and they still don't have a nurse on staff that could just give me a painkiller or anything just to make like subside a little bit to make it maybe a little bit
Right.
bearable. I get, I hear another attendant call the other, tell someone, or no, I hear one of the other people waiting to the other person. They're like, how long you been here? The dude goes, he looks at his watch. He goes, about 11 hours. And I was like, no.
What?
I was like, no, 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 no. So I'm like panic attack. I'm like, I'm gonna die. So I just like I call Mary this time. Like, okay, this time for real. I
That's
need you to pick
crazy.
me up so I can at least go home and like maybe try and like take some Tylenol, some Tums, antacids, just something to like calm it down
Right.
a little bit because
Right.
I can't do
It's
70 more
hurting.
hours of this. So I get home, nothing works. I'm there for like an hour and a half, and I'm like,
Jesus.
I, so I'm here for like an hour and a half, and then I go to Mary. I'm like, I gotta go to the emergency room somewhere. I was like, I can't go back to Strong. I'm back at the beginning of at the queue. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna call an ambulance. Maybe if they see how serious it is, I'll get in a little bit quicker. I was like, and they'll
Right.
take me, and I'll have them take me to Highland. So I
Fair.
call an ambulance,
Fair.
get in there, go to Highland. I'm
Uh,
still in just as much pain, and I'm like keeled over, and I'm dying, and paramedics are talking to me, and I'm like, I just need to get there. I need some medicine. I was like, I don't think there's anything I can do but wait this out. But I was like, I just need something. So they
right.
wheel me into the back of the room, and um, I'm still laying in the ambulance bed around a bunch of people, and they're like kind of checking me in the back where the
Right.
ambulance entrance is, and the nurse says I don't remember if I said something or if another nurse said something to the nurse, but the nurse goes like, huh, well, 15-hour wait here, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, and I was like, can I at least stay? And then he starts like pulling up a wheelchair, and I'm like,
15
and I'm
hours?
like, I'm like, he's like, all right, you ready to get in the wheelchair? I was like, can I just stay in the bed? Like it helps to lay down. He's like, no, 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 you got to go sit out in the waiting room. And I'm
Wow.
almost in tears. I'm like, I can't fucking deal with
Wow.
this shit anymore. And so I go in the waiting room, and they like check me in, and I go up to the front counter, and I talk to the nurse, and I'm like, look,
Right.
I am dying. Like, please tell me there's a nurse or someone that could just give me something for the pain. And then thank God the girl I was talking to was like, I'm actually the nurse, so I can help you out. I was like, thank God. So like they take my vitals. She's like, we could give you this thing that'll coat your stomach. We'll give you some Tylenol. We'll get some fluids in you because I'm dehydrated as fuck because I've been getting sick all day. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah.
She's like, but just hang tight. And it's like, okay. So I go sit down. 2 hours goes by. I could see
Oh
her.
my God.
2 hours goes by, and I go up and I'm like, so you didn't forget about me, right? I'm trying to be nice. Like you didn't
Right,
forget about me, right? Like I'm really about to, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'm in so much pain. She's like,
right.
sir, I have a list. You're on it. Don't worry. And I was like, okay, okay. I go sit back down. 2 more hours go by, and
No, wow.
I'm like, it's like now like 2 in the morning, and like
That's
I'm dying,
crazy,
and
D.
so the pain gets so bad, I start to pass out, and then like I'm like pass out in the chair, like leaning back, and like it's just barely coherent, and I hear, Destin. I'm like, huh? Yeah. Oh yeah. What? She's like, all right, come on, we can give you your medicine now. And I look at my watch. It's 3:30 in the fucking morning. I was there for 6.5 hours, didn't get a bed or anything, just finally got medication. That's how ridiculously understaffed and like bad like like it's getting in the hospitals. So they give me the
Why is
medicine.
bro? What?
Yeah, just absolutely ridiculous. And apparently, I got off relatively easy because they give me the medicine. It barely does anything because it's
Yeah,
just Tylenol and stuff. I like I don't even give a fuck at this point. I make like a makeshift bed out of like one of the, you know how they have like the double chairs for the people that are a little bit larger.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
make a bed out of that in a single chair, and I'm like curled up in a fetal position, and I like actually fall asleep for I think like 20 minutes or like 30 minutes after a while.
Uh
Um,
huh.
and they get me a room and they get me a bed, and I get in there, and I this is where it gets kind of hazy because it's late and I'm just exhausted. But
Yeah.
finally, the nurse they take my IV, and they're like, "All right, we'll give you a painkiller. We'll give you a painkiller." And I was thinking to myself, I hope it's strong. And she comes back and she's like, "This is called," and I keep forgetting the fucking name, but it was like it started with a D. It was like Diliardi or something like that. And I was
Uh
like, I don't know what that is, but just give it to me. And so she puts it in my IV, and when you take anything by IV, like it hits you like immediately. So like she puts
huh.
this in
Okay.
my IV, and I get this fucking insane head rush, and I'm like it feels like my head is gonna explode, and
Word.
then like it feels like I'm on some crazy like trippy drug, and then all of the pain in my stomach just disappears, just completely.
Wow.
Like it was just gone. And I was and it's like it's an opioid, so I'm like I'm
Mm.
high as fuck now. So I'm like
Mm.
kind of smiling because I'm half happy because the pain's gone, and I'm half happy um because I'm fucking high.
Yeah.
So I'm smiling at her and I'm just like, you are my hero. And she laughs and I go, what I go, what is that? And she explains it a little bit to me and she's like, well, it's stronger than morphine, but it's not quite as strong as fentanyl. And I'm like, it's stronger than morphine? She's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty freaking potent. And I was
Yeah.
like, how long does it last? And she's like, oh, it should last about 2 hours. And I was like, okay, maybe I can get 2 hours of sleep. I was like, how
Right.
often can you take it? And she's like, oh, we can give you this every 2 hours. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah.
Oh,
I was
thank
like,
God.
oh, thank you, Jesus. So for the next 2 days, while they're like treating me and stuff
Uh
and
huh.
like going through all this, I am just wrecked for 2 fucking days. Like every 2 hours, like on point. I'm hitting the nurse call button. I'm like, the pain's coming back. They're like, all right, coming back, and like giving me this painkiller. So
Uh huh.
I'm basically a heroin addict at this point. Like, and they put me in a back like dark ass room in the corner. Like that shit felt like an opium den. Like it was insane. Like and I'm texting my friends like I'm texting all my friends telling them about this wonderful like how wonderful this drug is. I'm like, I don't want you to think I'm gonna be an opiate addict, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel pretty
It
fucking
shit
good.
feels great.
Yeah, and I can't, even though it's like super strong and it's supposed to help you
uh,
sleep. I still can't sleep. I think I slept for
bro,
like
you are
three
goofy,
hours in
man.
2 days. So I'm just like staring at the wall, like doing nothing. And then so that goes by, and after like 2 or 3 days, they wanted to keep me there, but like
Yeah.
they um I don't know. I think the understaffing and stuff is starting to get to the nurses because they started to act really aggravated with me. Like,
Oh, word.
yeah, it was really weird. And one night I could hear them like like I started to get a fever, and I don't know why, but they give you like a thermometer to check your
Yeah.
temperature every once in a while, even though they
Yeah.
do it every like 4 hours. I checked my temperature and it said 99.9, so I called him in,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm getting kind of a fever and my head feels kind of hot. I'm kind of chilly. She's like, 99.9 doesn't count as a fever. You're good. I was like, oh, I thought it did. Okay. I didn't say that out
Wow.
loud, but I was like,
Wow.
okay, not a big deal. And
Cause
then like,
cause you they treating you, so you trying not to be a jerk. Like, okay, I still need your help here.
yeah. Well, I think another underlying thing is they saw on my report that the last time I had pancreatitis, it was induced by alcoholism. So I think that they thought I was just
Oh,
some other.
okay.
They just looked at me as like, this is his own dude's fault. Like
Yeah.
maybe he shouldn't have drank some, like been an
Yeah.
alcoholic, that kind of thing.
That's messed up.
So I think that's kind of how it started to go. But
They started treating you like that.
yeah, they started kind of so because they stopped checking up on me and stuff. But and then like my fever hit 102 like 10 minutes later, and I was
Damn.
like, I called them and they didn't even come in this time. They just like used the call button. It works as like an intercom too.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
were
yeah.
like, "What?" And I was like, "My fever's 102. Can I just get like some Tylenol or something?" And they're like, "We'll check it in a minute." An hour goes by, and I'm
Wow.
like burning up, like I'm super cold. And then they finally come in, and they're like, and she's like snippy with me, and I was like, can I just get some Tylenol? And she's like, hold on, we got to run some tests first. And then she's like, all right, we can give you something. She comes in with Ativan, and I'm like, I just want Tylenol. Like Ativan's another like anti-anxiety slash painkiller, like sleep aid. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've taken so many drugs. Can I just some Tylenol? She's like, nah, this will help. This will help. I was like, okay, okay. She puts it in me. I am fucking even higher. Like I have like double vision. I can barely see. And I'm like,
Oh, Jesus.
I think she just wants me to go to sleep. Like I think she
Yeah.
literally just gave me this
Yeah.
so I'll stop bugging them. Like,
Yeah.
and that ticked me off. So the next morning I felt about 80% better, and I was like, and they wanted me to stay another night, but I just basically checked myself out. I was like, I'll be okay. Like there was one doctor, he was mad cool. He was like, you sound like like relatively you're talking about this happened to you before. Like I wish you would stay another day, but if you want to leave, I'll discharge you. So I leave. It's Friday night. I'm okay. I go to bed. Wake up in the morning. It's Saturday, and my kidneys hurt. And
Oh Lord have
I'm like,
mercy.
oh man. And I was like, oh, maybe it'll go away. An hour goes by. Doesn't go away. Still sharp pain in both my kidneys. I'm like, Mary, I gotta go to urgent care. So I go to urgent care down the street,
Hmm.
and thank God this waiting room was like, there was like two people in there because it's an urgent care and it was early in the morning. And so he's like, okay, pee in a cup. And I was like, okay. And he tests my urine. The doctor comes in and he goes, he's like, I hate to tell you this, but the amount of blood in your urine is off the scale. You need to go to the ER right now. And I was like,
Oh my.
you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, I was just there.
Did you just tell? Yeah, I was
And I
about to say
was
you
like,
should
and
have
I
told him
just waited
everything.
in the waiting room. And then he gave me the greatest fucking tip that you will ever hear if you live in the Rochester area. He goes, I don't know if it will be as busy, but if you like, I think you have enough time. If you go to the Brockport Hospital, and from where I was in Shiloh, it was only
Hmm.
30 minutes away. He goes, they
Hmm.
might not be that busy. And I was like, I'll try anything, or I'll drive to Buffalo if there was a chance I didn't have to fucking wait 12,
6 hours, eight
yeah,
hours.
yeah, for that.
Yeah.
So I go there, the Brockport, I shit you not, there's one other person in the waiting room. I got
Wow.
in immediately. So if it's not an immediate emergency, and you think you can hold on an extra 20-minute drive, go to the Brockport emergency room. They don't
I'm
have
glad
like
I know that.
they don't have like rooms or anything, but they have beds and
Right.
stuff. And that wasn't too eventful. They ran a bunch of scans. They thought it might have been kidney stones or an infection. They couldn't
Oh
find
no.
anything. They were like, um, we just think you were so dehydrated, which was weird because I just spent 2 days in the hospital getting hydrated. But
Right.
what was kind of a mind fuck is
Nah,
he's
you
like,
got put to sleep.
yeah. What was kind of mind fuck is basically before I got discharged, they're like, yeah, we don't know where the blood came from, but keep an eye on it. It's like, what the fuck you mean keep an eye on it? I can't see it. Like
How am I supposed to?
I wasn't pissing blood. Like I'm not urine.
Right.
I don't have a urine test. Like, but I was like, whatever. At least it didn't turn into anything. And after like I
Yeah,
hydrated and the pain went away. But yeah, it was like 4 days of just drugs and waiting rooms
bro.
for just like that entire time. But I guess since I've already rambled on for fucking 20 minutes, long story short, if you can wait a little extra time, and you live near Rochester or in Rochester even near it, go to the Brockport emergency room.
Go
It's
to
got a name, I
Brockport
forget what it's called,
Emergency.
and yeah, do not take hospital like beds and staff for granted. Don't ever think like just because something is easily fixed if you get to the ER does not fucking mean when you get there they're gonna have room for you to fix it. Like those are the two takeaways from all that nonsense. So
Listen, real quick. Funny you say that. So my brother, he's scheduled to get open heart surgery on Thursday, right?
oh jeez.
So yeah, so it's yeah, what, Monday morning? Yeah, Monday morning. I come home from work. There's an ambulance at my house, and so my brother, yeah, he tells my mom, his chest is hurting, da da da. Da. So I come home. And I'm looking like, what's going on, Mike? Because I'm his primary caretaker, you know. And so the ambulance is there. He said his heart hurts really bad, all that. He waits. He's outside. Like it was the hospital was so big. That's why I totally believe your story. The hospital was so busy. He was up in the hallway. They didn't have a room for him for like 13 hours, Justin.
Yeah.
Like he's in there clutching his chest. His heart hurt. He's scheduled for open heart surgery in 2 days, and well, at that time, 3 days, and he couldn't even get a room. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's fucking
And I'm like,
ridiculous.
yo, that's crazy. Like this dude is like here through the ambulance saying his chest hurts. He's scheduled for open heart surgery, and y'all still can't find a bed for him.
Yeah.
So like I like these places are, and it's wild because even here at the college, we just opened up programming for nurses here, and so like, and we just had like 200 or 300 nurses enrolled at the college in the nursing program.
Yeah.
So like there's a high demand, and like I don't know what's happening, but it's like we can't even meet the demand because, like you said, there's so much going on. Like you would think there's more people in here, more nurses available, but I don't know, man. Just it's we don't have enough yet. Hopefully, Rochester can fill that demand eventually because your story is not only crazy, but it's scary. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And nobody should have to be in pain that long and be treated in that manner. Um, and some of the snippy and all that, like you said, it could be just because like they're tired, they're overworked. They're there for 13, 15, 16 hours, stuff like that, working doubles and everything. So I, and if once you get to 2, 3 in the morning, you just trying to get through the night, and if you'd already been there since 4 o'clock that afternoon or 8 o'clock that morning, so it's not that they should take it out on you, but I do understand what it feels like to be like just at a place for so long, and then you're at a point like, look, man, I'm just trying to get through this night.
Yeah. No,
So
it's scary because
yeah,
you're supposed to feel safer there, but you get there and it just feels like people are watching you like get worse. Like
right,
it just gives you more anxiety. Like
yeah,
it was
yeah.
not helping that like I'm like shoulder to shoulder with people and I'm just over there like constantly.
Oh God,
Like literally
and
every
during the
5 minutes.
pandemic, so they probably don't even know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
So they looking like, does this dude have COVID too? Ew.
but your brother he did eventually get a bed and they got him figured out and everything.
He's in the bed now, and he's up there. But man, he was like, and like I said, he wasn't even in the room or nothing like that. He was in the hallway because there just was no spaces to put him.
Yeah. Where'd he go?
So,
Strong?
RGH,
Oh, okay.
Rochester General Hospital. So,
Yeah. I
but
uh
yeah,
I want to preface that story with most of the nurses were nice. There was a couple. I think the main one that took care of me was the one that like
right,
the Highland night nurses really like irked me just because of how like especially like with the fever thing and all that. I could
right,
hear them
right.
at the desk just chatting about like guys and shit and like
Mm,
not caring, and then I definitely heard when I called again like an hour later on the buzzer. I heard one of them, like who I assume was my nurse. Like I don't know why they don't think I can hear them. I think I don't remember if I said this in the story, but
maybe
as
they
she
don't
got
care.
up, as she got up, I heard her go, "Gotta go take care of the man, baby," and that like I heard her say
Mm,
that, and it like set me off. And she came in, and I was just mad quiet, and I was just so mad, and I was like, as soon as I get up in the morning, like hey, I was gonna get just discharged right there. I was like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm going home. Like
right.
this is disrespectful. They don't care. Like like I feel a little bit better. Like I don't need the drugs that bad, but
Yeah.
um, there's just certain things like when you're in a lot of pain and you're like scared, like like the kind of shit like that. It's like I don't need that. Like come on,
Right.
it's
You
like
dealing with a human
a
still. You know
big
what I'm
part of
saying?
your job is to like care, even if you don't. Like at least pretend. Like don't visibly act frustrated with me. Like I'm not being mean. Like I'm actually trying to be overly nice
Right.
because
Right.
I'm nervous. Like I'm scared. Like you know what I
If
mean? Like
if you had a jerk patient before that too, don't take it out on me because you couldn't give him, you know what I'm saying, give it back to that jerk patient because I've seen people do that as well. Like I'm like, hold on, like don't, the place I work at, like you can see like some people give it to you more than others, and then they'll take it out on a nice person. I'm like, hey, don't treat them like that. They're not the one who said that crazy stuff to you.
yeah.
Talk that talk back to the one who said it. You know,
Yeah, because you work with where do you work again? It's like a special
Arkham
needs like
Monroe. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like a hospital.
It's a group home, so it's like I work with special
Oh,
needs.
oh, okay.
It's a lot of older folks too, so you got to be patient, man. And listen, just because they older and they special needs, don't mean they can't talk no junk. Cause they sure could talk it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They
Oh,
sure could talk
absolutely.
it.
Yeah,
I'll be called all kinds of stuff in that house, man.
yeah.
But I,
Oh
I don't
man.
take it out on the nice people. I don't take it out on the cool people because I'm mad. Like, nah, just got to handle that. So I understand both sides, but I also understand as a professional, you can't let them know you're frustrated with them. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be like, hey, what you need? You know what I'm saying? And listen, I got you. Don't worry about it. We'll be straight. I know it's annoying. Listen, I get called all through the night too. I work overnights. I do the C shift. Excuse me. There's certain people they'll call me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Hey Chris, can you do this? Hey Chris, can you do that? Chris, I gotta go to the bathroom. Chris, I need this. Oh Chris, I knocked that over. Chris, can you hand me my remote? I gotta do it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it sucks, but like I'll never be like, would you stop at oh man, I gotta take care of the man baby again. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
And if I say it, you ain't gonna hear it.
Yeah. It just could have been handled so much different. Like if she would have came in
Absolutely.
and she would have been like,
Absolutely.
"Sorry, it's just a long week. We're understaffed. Like I'm just stressed out. I'm not trying to ignore you." And be
Niceness
like,
goes a long way, D. Niceness goes a long
"Yeah,"
way.
and I would have been like, "Yeah, I understand it's bad. I'm not trying to be annoying or like call too much. I'm just nervous and I'm in a lot of pain. Like last time
And,
this
and,
happened,
and I'm trying to
it was
alleviate
even
this
worse."
pain.
And I'll be like, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just like I'm just kind of scared. That and I think I did say that when nurses I was like, I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass. And I'm only calling every like once every like 3 hours. It's not like
Right.
it's not
Right.
like I'm mashing like I'm playing a fighting game. Like you know what I mean? It's like I'm just like every once in a while being like the pain's back, like pain
Wake up
medication.
DP.
But that was it. Um, yeah. All right. See, I might as well move on to something a little bit more cheerful and
Just a
probably a
little.
little bit more on topic. But what do you want to talk about next? We got
And listen, it happens sometimes. We just got to get it off our chest. Part of the podcast is we go everywhere. Obviously, we talk video games, but we can go anywhere. So, and somebody needed to hear that, D. Somebody, whether it's a nurse or someone else going through it, um, somebody need to hear that. So it's all good.
yeah.
But anyways, I don't listen. The Street Fighter 6 says E3. What you want to talk, man?
Let's do some Street Fighter.
Yeah, let's do that.
Switch this over. Um, yeah. So Street Fighter got some new. I think someone told me that it was like 2 hours. I found a 21-minute clip I watched. We can
21.
21.
21.
Um, I got some timestamps, some stuff I wanted to talk about that I thought was either
Okay.
funny or cool, but we can let it rock for a little bit. The character select screen still looks dope.
Yeah, yeah. I like that, man. I
Or
like
the
that look.
intro and everything.
They changing it. They just giving it a different flavor than the normal. You know what I'm saying?
I think it looks hella good. I love the
I like it.
colors.
It's just a different feel,
Yeah.
and you need to mix it up sometimes.
And I love the animations. One thing that I like that I think makes it more beginner friendly, that you don't
Uh huh.
think would make it more beginner friendly, is when you counter someone, there for that animation, there is a long ass pause, which means it gives you a longer time
Time to
to like
think.
to think about what you're gonna do next, which
Mm,
like helps a ton. Cause like even in something like Strive, you know you get the counter, but it's like half a
it's quick.
second. It's
Yeah.
super quick, and I'll forget. Like I'll know the combo to do, but
Uh huh.
in that split second I'll just forget to do it. So I think that's cool. I think that's gonna help a lot of people.
I'm not a great fighting game player, so I'm the same way. Like when I make a like I never flawless block on purpose. It happened like 3 times. So in Mortal Kombat. So if I flawless block and I'm like, okay, this is my chance. I've been practicing this 37 times. And then when it come time to it, like doing a tournament or like doing a practice session, I'll just like freeze up. Like I'll see the animation for the flawless block and I'll still just like still bum it up anyway. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good mix, man. Um, when you knew, like you gotta think, like everybody who coming in, I think people keep getting upset, like, oh, it's too easy and all that. That you don't want a game to be hard to the point where people get it and they feel like I can't play this, I can't have fun with this, I can't play this effectively. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When I'm getting washed, I just stop playing. Like there's been so many people, Destin, who come here. I like that. Come here to tournaments and events, they get washed and they don't come back because like I can't play this game with these people. They're too good, you know.
Yep.
There's been a bunch of. There's a guy on he's my Facebook friend. He's a really good Chun-Li player, but he knows he can't beat like our top 7-8 players consistently. I should say consistently because he's good enough to take some rounds and some sets, but he can't beat them consistently. And so he'd rather just go and play online. And I think he just hit diamond or platinum, whatever, but he'd rather go online like, yo, I can't play this game at this level like that. So like I like these kind of mechanics in 6 because now it gives you more time to think, gives you more time to not panic, and gives me more time to like feel like I'm playing the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's really all you can ask. Let me feel like I'm playing it. Even if I'm getting beat, like I'm still able to do stuff.
Yeah.
It makes all the difference in the world.
Mr. EMP's here. What's up, my dude? How you been?
What up, though?
Yeah. The first thing that comes up at like 352. The animations look so smooth. I love it.
Oh man, this game is nasty.
And I think that's what's coming up in a second. Is I'm noticing the little things with this game. Like right coming up right now. I think Luke
I like that.
whiffs a super.
Uh-huh.
And the animation on him shaking his hand off.
You're right.
It looks just little things like that. Looks so slick. Like just the way he shakes off his hand after he whiffs. Like damn.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Like there's so many little things like that I'm noticing the more I watch the game. They like make me appreciate the little like tendencies.
6 is about to be crazy, bro.
Dude, it looks dope.
6 is about to be crazy. I feel like 6 is going to be what 5 started off as, but like continue that way. Like were you around like when we first were doing 5? When 5 first dropped?
I think so. I think that's when I first started coming around.
It was massive. Like we had like half of the community was playing Street Fighter 5 at one point in time. And you know how it is with the FGC. It's hard to get the FGC players to play anything consistently and like together.
Yeah.
And when 5 first dropped, those first maybe 3-4 months, everybody was on it, man. Tekken players, Guilty Gear players, Mortal Kombat players, everybody was on that, man. And it was beautiful. I enjoyed it. So I think 6 is going to be that, but extended period of time.
Yeah, and as long as they like don't screw up as long as it releases with most of its shit too. You can't.
As a complete game.
There's no fucking way they can do that shit again. So.
I'm like, y'all want to lose money. If they do that again, I'm like, yeah, y'all want to lose money at this point in time. Because Capcom, I'll be honest with you, man, they probably wouldn't have had to like put so much into 5 money-wise and like the prize pool. Not to say they shouldn't, they should, but they probably wouldn't have had to do that had they not have that debacle in the beginning. Like they just blew it in the beginning, man.
Yeah.
No arcade, no I was like, what is going on here? It was missing. There were so many modes that were grayed out. We was like, yo, did we get a bad copy?
There's something at 503 I want to see.
Yeah, let me see.
EMP said this game's amazing with the details, and he makes a good point. He said a low block is actually blocked low. Like the animation actually looks like they're blocking it low. Like, which is a great point. Like a lot of games, it does not look like that. It's just like some corny instant like semi-crouch kind of thing.
It's a crouch, get low, and it's no blocking that general vicinity. That's it.
Yeah, EMP's got another good point. So they're not going to do that again. That's why they leaked in quotation marks all that stuff.
Hey,
yeah, they don't want people to panic. They're like, look, we got a lot of this shit already like being worked on. Yeah.
Mortal Kombat players been asking Ed Boon not to reset the roster since Armageddon. He ain't listened yet. So you'd be surprised. uh, uh. I like how it splats on the ground and stays there for a little while.
I know, that's so dope. That. Oh, that's what it was. My first thought, I wish this hit. That and this, it's like, oh, that would have been so dope to see. Like if he was just a little bit closer to the wall.
The good wall bounce too.
Oh, EMP throwing shade at the MK players. MK players are poverty. Tough. I'm sorry, y'all struggling respectfully.
We all struggling. And the whole entire FGC is poverty. They literally call it FGC poverty.
You never win. You just do a little better each time.
That's all. That's all. Street Fighter 5 wasn't nothing but a pig with lipstick on it. That's all.
Luke looks dope in this game. He looks so much better than he does in 5.
Yeah.
Not that I saw him that much in 5, but I saw him enough where I know that he definitely looks cool in this. And I
must say play online when he first came out. Oh my god.
Yeah. Like, was he broken?
Luke. Bro, no, it's just everybody was playing Luke. I played online and I got like 7 Lukes in a row, and I was like, all right, let me just take a break. I don't want to keep seeing Luke. I want to see other characters. Jamie looks dope too.
Dude, Jamie looks hella dope.
I feel like Jeremiah gonna play Jamie.
You think so?
Just because the movements and stuff like that. I didn't see no Vega right now, so.
Yeah, the leaks are there. It looks like there's.
Oh well, Jeremiah also mains DJ, so DJ, assuming the leaks are correct, DJ will definitely be out.
Yeah, there you go.
Cause Jeremiah played Vega and DJ in Street Fighter 4.
I like. I noticed that Jamie can link. He can end his combos in a drink. So if he gets a hit confirm.
Oh, word.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to always risk it by like stepping back and drinking. He can do it at the end. He does it right there. See.
Okay, that's dope.
He can end a combo. Like he kicks.
The hair come out too?
He kicks. Yeah. Okay. And what did you say to me earlier? What did you say to me earlier? That you said something about Jamie. I said, hold on to that joke. Because I was thinking about something earlier when I saw this. Do you remember what you said?
What did I say? I said, gosh, what was I talking about?
Oh, because he was listed as tricky. And you go, yeah. Jamie looked like he about to be or what'd you say?
Turning tricks.
He's going to look like he's turning tricks. And then I was going to make the joke. I was going to be like, yo, this dude looks like he's going home with someone tonight. Like that.
Oh, you see that?
Like he's wasted.
Sexy boy.
Like. That is a man who's going to do a 10-minute walk of shame home, and then he's going to sit on the couch and watch Friends the rest of the day. Like, that is that dude right there.
And then do it again 2 nights later.
But Jamie looks dope.
Jamie does look dope. I actually want to see the I don't like when they do, like, okay, maybe it's just me. Like, when they gave Rashid the Airman costume for Mega Man, I didn't like that, right?
Yeah.
I don't be crazy about that. I know some people love it, but I don't be crazy about that. But I am interested to see like what the swaps look like and what the, you know what I'm saying? What the different costumes look like. MT funny.
he gets a Willow skin.
I like that. That actually would be hilarious.
That's her name, right? Willow.
Yeah. You know what I like too? I like how they said when you block, if you hold it, like when you lose meter, but I think if you block on time, then you actually gain meter.
Yeah, no, I think that is what it is.
I think that's dope. I think if I'm an amateur, right? I'm still blocking. It still gives me feel like I'm doing something. But if I'm a high tier player, I'm a pro player, it actually plays into my tools later on into the match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just stuff like that, I think it's a good touch, man. I don't know what's going on, but Capcom clearly has been listening to the players who talk. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Idom or Punk, but somebody said something like that. I think it was either Idom or Punk. But one of them said something like gaining meter and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
I know it wasn't Justin Wong.
Yeah, I read the
tough. That's tough.
I read all the mechanics when they leaked, but I forgot a lot of how they worked. It kind of.
Oh, here we go.
I think I'm purposely trying to like not read up too much on it. Like the
Yeah.
leaks were fun, but now it's coming out soon enough. I feel like I'm gonna try and avoid some of them. I mean, unless there's like some new character leak that I'm not gonna be able to fucking help myself. But
Yeah.
and then fucking Chun-Li is thicker than a snicker. Like she's fucking thick.
I enjoy it.
Like.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw the flip. Come on, around. Right there. Right.
Like,
yes,
come
ma'am.
on. Come
yes,
on.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thirst fucking trap.
Well, I fell for it. Let me take a sip. Dang. Punch the fire out of her. Oh, he gonna whiff it like that.
Even calls out the hard knockdown.
I like it.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. These animations look great though, man. And there's so much going on. Like it's not quite like a Guilty Gear. Like it's a lot on the screen, but it seems like it felt like it's just enough to like add to the action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it makes it feel a little bit faster too.
Right. And you're watching it, and it's like there's just that much more to enjoy.
Yeah.
And
then this.
I didn't see this one.
This critical art.
Oh, I didn't
So
see that
dope.
one.
So dope.
Damn. Okay. Hold that. You got. Let's get a little chunk of damage there.
So dope.
Street Fighter 6 gonna be tough. Street Fighter 6 is definitely gonna be tough. I look forward to it. Look at that. I know they're just showing these for a reason, but man, I can't wait to see some gameplay with other characters, man.
Yep.
I love DJ's model, like EP said earlier. I like DJ's model. I want to see what he looks like and like how he plays.
Yeah.
Cause I've been playing Ken for all these years, but like I'm like, let me step out of the box this time and try somebody new, you know?
You just don't want to play him because he looks homeless.
Because he lost his wife. It feels like me. No, but I tried Sagat. I just couldn't get with it. But I'm like, yo, I like DJ's look. It's a couple new characters. I'm like, yo, they look like they kind of fire. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna go Ken. Like he's gonna be my pocket or my backup. Like I know this, you know, Tattoo and Shoryuken and Fireball. But like I want to try somebody different. Unless DJ's a charge character, then I don't want to play him.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't fuck with charge characters.
I don't like it. I can't. The timing, I just suck at it.
Yeah. Ken's new critical art is gonna be called like, you let me get a cigarette or like something. It's gonna be called like my fucking ex.
Will you be playing with the announcers on?
I'm at least I hope that it's good. If it's good, then absolutely. If it's repetitive, then probably not.
You'll probably take it off after a while.
If you know what, now that you mention it, if it is repetitive on the American side, I might turn it over to Japanese because it'll still sound hype, but I won't be able to recognize the repetitiveness anyways.
That's a good point. It'll be harder to catch it.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
And the Japanese announcers sound a little bit more hype anyways.
I maybe it's because I can't understand it, but I do enjoy hearing it more.
Yeah, just the inflection in their voice is so extreme.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm telling you, I might be wrong. But I think within a year or so, they're going to add like DLC announcers and like there's going to be either a pack or it's going to come with a season pass or something like that to where like it's more sayings added into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think having it in a practice session can help keep practice fresh too, though. You know what I'm saying? Because now you don't have to do it yourself. You don't have to imagine it yourself. They'll be saying it for you, which I think honestly, man, could be a good. I think that's a really dope aspect they added. To go back to what we was talking about before, Excuse me. I think that's a really dope aspect at it. I wouldn't be surprised if other games end up mimicking that, because then you could put your favorite characters, your favorite announcers, your favorite broadcasters, commentators, whatever you want to call them, in the game, and like have them say the stuff that they normally would say. I think that's Madden 2K ish. You know what I'm saying, from an FGC standpoint,
Yep.
which is really cool.
Yep. Absolutely. When there's got to be a beta for it coming out soon, right? At least a couple months from now.
There's a what's the next one? San Diego was it San Diego Comic Con? When is that? There's something coming up in July. They're supposed to be they're bringing the
Oh yeah, that's what you sent me, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have a booth up there.
Let me just triple check. Where you at? Okay,
so the date is July 21st to the 24th.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So they're supposed to have like a another sample size there to play. But I don't know if it's just gonna be the same 4 characters though.
Probably. I hope not, but
yeah, I mean, you never know. I think cons like that are like, if you want to have more meaning for them, stuff like that would make a big difference. If I can play characters and stuff like that, get my hands on stuff that I won't be able to touch again for a while, that would like add more emphasis and oomph to the con, to E3.
Yeah.
If I could play something with Street Fighter 6 or whatever the next game coming out that I can't do anywhere else, I feel like those type of things will bring people back to E3.
Yeah, and if they if the leak is even remotely accurate, they got a pretty big starting roster, so they can just drop characters like pretty consistently up until the release day. So they're gonna show one at Evo.
Yeah,
Guilty Gear is gonna show one at Evo.
I want to see who it is. Who you think is gonna drop for Guilty Gear? Somebody new or somebody original?
I have I think it's gonna be someone original.
So somebody who's been in the roster already?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of the leaked characters, but I'm not gonna say who for obvious reasons. But I mean, there's one I'm really hoping it is, and then there's one that it's like, yeah, that'd be cool. And there's a third one that's like, yeah, that'd be cool too. But there's one I'm really hoping for. So if he does drop that,
it's about that time for around like Tekken 8, Soul Calibur 7. Street Fighter 6, we already got that. 8. Mortal Kombat 12. We around that time, man. Tekken been out for 6 years now.
I know, and it's weird because you think they're gonna try and wait until some of the like Street Fighter hype dies down to do it, because they might be waiting until next summer, which would suck.
It would suck, but it would be understandable. But then again, like I said, this time Street is like, I don't know, because when Tekken dropped first, yeah, well, you know what, you might be right. Unless they can steal their thunder, kind of like when Tekken dropped in the Street Fighter 5, and it kind of stole some of that thunder. Maybe Tekken to try to do that back, but I don't know. Tekken would have to have some really big changes to like be like, oh, okay, this is, yeah, I can see why people are so excited about this. And I don't play Tekken enough to really have any idea. Hell, half the stuff I saw with Street Fighter 6, and I played at a decent amount, nowhere near as much as MK and Soul Calibur, but still. And I didn't realize like, oh, you could do this and that. So yeah, man. But it's about that time. Soul Calibur 7, Tekken 8. What else we got? MK12. So we getting around that range.
Oh yeah, MK12. That would be fucking dope if they announced.
They're expecting it, but I don't want to get my hopes up, man. I don't want to get my hopes up.
I just want 12. They're expecting it at this Evo?
They keep teasing like it might be something, at least announced, you know what I'm saying, or like a trailer announcing that 12 is dropping. I wouldn't be surprised like next summer or something like that, but I just want them to stop playing with the roster, okay? There's a whole bunch of characters that are missing that I want in the game. I need Tanya back. I need Stryker. I need Sector. I need Cyrax. You know what I'm saying? I need, it's like, it's a whole Smoke, Reptile, Bo Raicho, Kenchi, Takeda. There was a whole roster of people that are missing. Now, don't get me wrong. 11 was good. It was some good characters, but I want that Armageddon. I want to be like, okay, even if it's broken to the point where, and even then, like now that you have variations, you could just kind of pick what you want. Like having Blaze as a boss. I think Omen. There were some boss characters that Goro was a boss, but you could be Goro. And what was it in was it 10? Yeah, 10. So like some of these boss characters who now aren't so much of a boss because obviously there's always a new one coming out.
Hmm.
I'd like to see them playable. Hell, I like to see Chronica be playable in 12. So
Yeah.
you know, so we'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
we'll see.
I'm trying to curb my enthusiasm because I don't want to like get so hyped and then Vivo be like, all right, thanks for coming out, Evo, y'all, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, is it, what are they on now with the Injustices? Is it,
It would be 3 now if
it'd
they
be
drop it.
3, but they're
But
probably gonna
Boone
go
did
to
say
12, right?
he did say nah. He did say that they weren't looking at Injustice 3 right now. They were looking at MK12.
Okay.
But 3 years is a very short lifespan too, though, man.
Yeah.
Because MK dropped in 2019, and like we at this 2022, so you talking 3 or 4 years of a game. That's actually pretty short compared to everybody else's 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah. Word. Well, speaking about big events, you want to talk a little E3?
Yeah, let's do it.
So E3, change the screen. Got a new sponsor. They're coming back in 2023 in Los Angeles. And both me and Chris saw this, and we don't know. So the ESA is partnering with Reed Pop to bring back E3 at the LA Convention Center in 2023. We don't know what Reed Pop is. You said you don't, right?
I no idea.
Yeah, I don't
No
either.
idea.
So let's see what Reed Pop is. Um, the world's best. Oh, it's just like an event company. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Oh, they do PAX Boston. They do a Star Wars thing. Oh, they
Oh,
do
I bet.
New York Comic Con.
Bet.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
Okay.
resume.
Okay.
Yeah,
That actually is
tell
an
me that.
impressive resume.
Yeah. Um. So that's
So they
dope.
create the best events. Okay. Well, if they could bring E3 back into prevalence, especially after being fading off into oblivion over the past 4 or 5 years, man. Because like you said, D, everybody got their own thing now. So how do you one up that? What do you do for your show?
Oh shit.
What?
They host the Game Awards.
Yeah.
That's fucking
Yeah,
big.
you're right.
That's a
You're
big
right.
fucking production.
I didn't even realize that.
That's dope.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but that's cool.
Okay.
Why the fuck
So
isn't
they
that on their
definitely have the
site?
opportunity to, huh?
So why isn't that on their site? Like,
That should be one of the first things that you
yeah,
put up there.
that's dope.
But I think if you're trying to get back into prevalence, you got to do something different. You gotta give them some flavor that people don't have. Like we said, with what is it with Nintendo, and Sony and everybody doing their own thing now.
Yep.
You gotta give me a flavor that I can't get nowhere else. Or what's the point of me doing your event or having it?
Yeah, you gotta somehow incentivize Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft to like hold a couple things back from their own show to save it
Yeah,
for their show.
yep.
Um, and it's
They don't do
tough
that no more.
because, like I said, when we were talking about it, I read that report where like some of the bigger floor space was costing
Oh man,
the companies like $300,000 to $400,000,
that is
like, which is
ridiculous.
staggering. And I don't blame them, even though they make obviously a shit ton of money, and that's not
A
that much to
ridiculous
them.
amount.
If you like, even when you're rich, if you give me the option of doing it myself for basically free or paying you $400,000, I don't care how much money I have. You don't get rich just spending money like that for no reason.
That's a fact.
So
And you gotta think, I can do it my way too. Like you don't have to. You don't give me a time slot to tell me when
exactly.
I'm going to
Yep.
do it and what I can and can't say and how I need to produce it and all that. Like you don't have you like doing it my way. Like you said, if I can choose to do it my way and not be micromanaged and drop it how I want, when I want, where I want, why I want to, then yes, I'm going to take that choice.
Yeah.
Before E3 was like, yo, if you want people to pay attention and know it, you gotta watch, like do it here because people watch here the most. It's not like that no more with
Yep.
social media, with Twitch and all that kind of stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to see how E3 kind of covers up or adapts to not having those big hitters. Maybe they add more indie stuff, or maybe they go more PC now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still ways to do it. I just want to be like curious how they excuse me how they figure that out.
Yeah. I
But
think
they Reed Pop looks like they know what they're doing, so
yeah,
we'll
I
see.
think what I miss the most is fucking being able to hear and see the audience's reaction to
Oh
reveals and
man,
shit.
it's
Like
goosebumps.
like
It's
it's not
goosebumps.
it's not fucking even remotely the same like me watching a stream in my room, and there's a big
Yeah.
announcement, and I'm fucking yelling. My girlfriend's like, "What the fuck's wrong?" My dog's running out of the room, thinking I'm fucking yelling at him. Like I just feel fucking awkward. Like that's the thing I miss the most is like watching it, and when the crowd reacts the way you do, like you feel a little bit more like you're there, and like it just gets you so much more hype. So
And like watching it, even we were watching together at the store, like just I love the reaction we all had. We was like, oh, yes, yeah. Like the biggest pop I think we got, I forgot what E3 we were watching, and God, what game was it? And like the whole store, it was like 30 of us in the store, and all of us just looked at each other like, yo, did y'all just see what like? It was just such a dope moment. So yeah, man, I love that. I love that, and I hope E3 can deliver a lot more of that in the future.
absolutely. All right, we got two more things. Well, we got I just want to talk about the Skyrim thing for a quick minute, and then you could
I
talk
second, yeah.
a little bit of Uproar. Let me switch the screen. Um, Skyrim co-op mod was released. Kotaku says mostly actually works when they. So this is a an updated version of what was the first one called? Skyrim Together. So they made a version
Okay.
called Skyrim Together Reborn.
Okay.
I guess it's just a ton better. I never played Skyrim Together, but I will say
Me neither.
the thing I'm most curious about is that I have, and I played it quite a bit, is Skyrim VR, but I have
Mm,
like an 800 mod pack. It like auto installs like 800 mods and like adds a
wow.
bunch of shit. It like updates the graphics and everything, and it's fucking amazing. Like it's so much fun. So I'm super curious if down the road, and a lot of I'd say 75% of the VR mods are actually just Skyrim mods. Like they just are built off the same
Probably.
framework, so they
Probably.
work. So this might actually work for that. And I got some buddies that also play it. And I think that would be dope. But um, Skyrim VR, especially with the mods, the updated mods and everything, is just it's so fucking cool. Like just the little things like you get a summoning spell, like you get like the spectral wolf, and the first time I cast it and like he came up next to me, like it gave me a sense and it reminded me how fucking big wolves are in real life. You know what I mean? Like when there's one like in VR standing next to you, like
Yeah.
it just gives you a new perception when you play the game. You know what I mean? You're not
It's
playing
a
on
dope way
a
to immerse
32,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah, on a 32-inch screen. Like, so I just kind of want to speak the praises about that. And I think this is mad cool, Skyrim co-op. But I will say I was reading a little bit into this, and they made it very clear. He's like, it's gonna crash sometimes. Quests are gonna get broken. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there's probably gonna be a couple game breaking bugs, and then
It's not a.
he ends it with no, we can't fix it. Like don't ask us. Like we try and fix stuff, but if we tried to like do a support system and like have people do like tickets, he's like we'd never finish it. He's like it's gonna be buggy. He's like hopefully you enjoy it. He's like it's not as buggy as Skyrim Together. He's like but it's a lot better, but it's gonna crash. There's
Right.
still gonna be issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
just he's curbing like expectations, which I think is smart. But
And being fair with people, like, hey, man, we're gonna do the best we can, but don't get too crazy. That's what I
yeah,
think when you put it out there like that, people start to accept it. So like, all right, we'll calm down.
yeah, and especially if it's a free mod, people can't say shit.
Yeah.
I mean, certain people
Yeah.
can't do that. Like Cyberpunk couldn't have came out and been like, "No, don't get mad at us, but the game's buggy as fuck. Now give us
Right.
your $60. We aren't
Right. Right.
fixing
Right.
it." Like
Right.
they kind of just have to like sweat it out and be like, "Man, hopefully the blowback isn't too bad." It
And
it,
hopefully, whatever it
it
is,
was
we can fix it
it was a little
quickly
bad.
and easily.
Yeah, cool. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. There's some stuff we're gonna rock out on that I want to get my hands on. This is one of them.
Yeah. So you want to talk a little bit about Uproar? You just had a couple announcements.
Oh yeah, so real quick, we again shout out to all the people who pre-registered so far. It's 89 players right now. I think a lot of people just gonna wait last minute like they always do, and again, I connected with a couple schools, organizations, and so they're just talking to the kids and getting them there. I think we'll have a lot of young players who have never experienced like
Oh,
a
dope.
tournament of this magnitude before,
Yeah.
so that's exciting too. So I've been talking to a lot of the kids about playing. I mean, if I'm not doing Fortnite there yet, but eventually we do want to run something in mass on the Fortnite scale, on the shooter scale, Call of Duty, stuff like that. But obviously doing a fighting fighting games because we're so deeply connected with the fighting game community here in Rochester. It makes the most sense. So thank you to everybody who's been pre-regging so far, sharing the post, liking it. We just got uh Kumro game. I'm gonna make sure I say it right. Kumro or Kumro games. I want to make sure I say it correctly. He told me the pronunciation. I forgot it. I'm gonna say Kumro because it sounds less. Yep. Shout to Kumro games. And so they got a game called Jelly Jammin', Jelly Gel Jam, and like basically what it is it's like a shooter, but it's like just crazy, so much action going on at once. It's like it's a yep, that one. Jelly Jammin'. And it's just like this, like when I tell you this game is dope, I played it at the Rock Game Developer. Um the Rock Game was it the Rock Game Fest. And it was really, really fun. I enjoyed myself a lot. Um it's called Jam and Jelly. So the
Jam,
second one. Jam
jam.
Jammin' is all one word. Jam Jammin', JAMJIN, and then Jelly. Space Jelly. That is not
They
that is
can't
not who
they can't see this. I'm on only you and me can see this, but apparently
well,
that's.
if y'all can see what Dustin pulled up, that wasn't it right there.
I mean, at least he's not crying in the shower. Like,
Yeah, that's a good point.
oh no, he's the one that just did that whole video of him like from the waist up naked, right, D'Angelo?
Yep.
Yeah,
How does it? Yeah.
yeah. Well, anyways,
Where we at?
we'll talk about we'll find it
I
and I'll pull
sent
it
you
up.
I sent you the picture of the in your DM, the picture of the actual game, what it looks like.
Pull it up.
You see it?
Yeah.
There we go. So that's what it looks like.
Oh, that looks dope.
Jam Jelly, and it's a shooter. It is crazy. What do they call those kind of shooters? That's like a whole bunch of action going on. There's a
Cute him up.
specific term. Something like that, but it's
Cute
different. It's like but it's just so much action on the screen.
bullet hell.
I forgot what he called it, but basically it's this game.
It
It's
looks like
like
a cute him up bullet hell, right?
yeah, Bullet Hell. That's what it is. Bullet
Yeah.
Hell game. So it's so much going on. I played it and like I got through a couple levels. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, and it's really good. He's working on it by himself. In this game, like I said, I played at the Rock Game Fest back in February. Really dope game. He's going to be there with that game at Upstate Uproar. Um, I got Colleen. She's coming with her art. She's really dope with her art, and she's going to have some Smash stuff there. She's going to be selling some of her stickers and stuff like that. I just talked to T-Mobile. T-Mobile most likely is going to be there with a booth, trying to set some stuff up. It's going to be a sponsor for us. Small Fry Printing is going to be a sponsor. Mr. Sir Gaming. Uh, what is it? Hopeless Mope. And it's a few more spots that's going to be sponsoring for us that I'm looking forward to and I'm excited about. So it's coming along good, man. And like I said, we're gonna have a lot of food there, a lot of fun stuff to do, and I'm looking forward to all the stuff. Oh, XS energy drink. So XS is going to be there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Pretty big presence. They're going to be obviously handing out. They're trying to do the same thing Red Bull did when they came to being a part of the esports scene. Red Bull is like pretty much plastered all over the majors right now, which was super smart and a really, really smart investment that I think is paying off for them very nicely now. So um, but XS is they're going to be there. They're one of our sponsors, and they're going to have a table set up, passing out and sampling. They got like 13 flavors now. I don't know if you remember,
damn.
like when XS first came out, it was 2 flavors, nasty and nastier. Those are the flavors. And I remember tasting it years ago. I'm like,
bro, you're gonna
I'm
lose your
not buying this at all.
sponsorship.
And no. So I told him, I even told him.
This
but
better end in a
now-
comeback story.
But exactly. But now, like I've tasted their flavors. Like the root beer is good. They got like a pomegranate flavor that's good. They got there's like 13 flavors, and I've tasted them, and there's only like 3 or 4. I'm like, I don't like that. But like out of 13, to say that you like 9 or 10 flavors is really good. So they really stepped their game up, and like you can taste the difference. Like there's not like this nasty like aftertaste. Like you could tell they like, okay, this is what they want to drink, and this is how the flavors should taste. And like I said, like it's one of those things like they say it, like all the flavor, none of the crash. It's really true. Like sometimes you drink energy drinks, you can feel like your energy go, but like excess, it don't feel that way. So they really step their game up and like their flavors and their variety, and they're going to be there sampling out flavors of different people to see if they like different stuff. And like you never know, you might like the root beer flavor of it, and that might be the one you start buying until you try it. You know what I'm saying? So
That was gonna be after you finish your sentence. My first question is, have you tried the root beer one? Is that good? That's
root beer
mad.
is pretty good.
I'm mad curious about that.
Root beer is good. I
I'm not
actually,
huge
they
on
come
root
to our
beer, but I want
monthlies
to
too.
try that.
They come to our monthly, so I'll ask Kia, who's our excess representative here. I'll ask her to bring up a variety pack that has root beer and all that stuff on it. You can. She comes with cups and all that, so people can give the flavors a try and see like, oh yeah, let me buy a can of that, or let me buy a case of that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
and so yeah, that's also real quick. So a lot of people that pre-register, what I notice is people wait last minute. So I'm telling people, please don't wait last minute. Obviously, we are trying to get as many people to be a part of this as possible. It's going to be a really dope time. Obviously, people are going to be participating in the tournament aspect, but it's going to be a bunch of people who are just there hanging out casually. D like,
Yeah.
so once you're there, you hanging out casually. Because some people don't want no parts. What's up, Jelani? Some people don't want no parts of, like the tournament. They just want to go. They want to play their casual. They want to hang out. They want to watch it, but they don't want to. Like, nah, man, I'm not trying to. Like I told you, the guy who came to our tournaments, he was a good player, but he got beat. And he like, nah, I'm not good enough to come to y'all. And I've actually hit people up Upstate Uproar, like, yo, you should come participate. And they like, nah, I'm not good enough. And my answer is always, bro, you be surprised how many people have butt at the game that you think you're whack at.
Yeah.
Just come in and have a good time.
There's a solid
But
chance
also,
your first court matches are gonna be equal butt. So
you never know. You never know. You could get matched up against Dominic and Kerbalicious in Mortal Kombat, which sucks because you're probably going to lose.
yeah.
Or you could get matched up against me and you might win. So you never know how you never know how it's going to go. But even for people who don't want to be a tournament, there's a casual aspect that's going to be there. It's going to be checkers, chess, a lot of some casual sets for console. I'll have some arcade machines there. So like my Galaga pack arcade machine, it'll be there and different stuff like that. There's like 7 different spots to eat in all within the building. So and a lot of their food is good. I've tasted like 5 out of the 7 spots, and it's legit too. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be exciting, man. It's a lot of good stuff happening, a lot of fun stuff coming together. I expect. Right now, we're right on pace where I expected us to be. I expected anywhere between 250 to 300 players to participate, and I'm expecting somewhere between 450 to 500 people just to be there in attendance, whether it be from watching or whether it be from playing in the casual play aspect of the tournament. So it's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, and I mean, you're still doing it 2 days, obviously, right?
Yeah. So the Saturday is going to be a lot of like some of the tournaments who have like the lower numbers, and obviously Smash is going to be big. So Smash is probably going to have to take 2 days, and we're looking at doing the top 48 on the second day, just to give people their time on stream and shine out stuff like that. Because we have a lot of great players upstate New York, man. Like when we go to these tournaments, we're not placing in like. When it's like a tournament for 700 people, we're not placing like number 638 or 431. We're placing like number 36, number 32, like 33, 69, and 74, stuff like that. We're in the top 100 when we go to these tournaments, which is really telling to how talented the players are here in Upstate. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see how this thing turns out. But I expect a lot of great players. I think Canada hasn't. A lot of the Canadian players haven't registered yet, but once they send their troops down here, man, they always looking to come down here and take our money and go home. So I think they're gonna look for the opportunity too. So we'll see. Guilty Gear Strive looking good. I think we got like 14 or 15 players signed up for Strive. I expect that bracket to be 40 plus. So we'll see.
Dope. Yeah, I'm amped. I'm super excited.
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. It's something new, and like it's right here in the Rochester's backyard, and in a place that just like freshly renovated. The Mercantile on Main spot. It's everything in there so fresh and new, man. It's really dope. So I look forward to it. I look forward to it. And then we're gonna have a multiple streams. AJ is gonna have 2 streams. Poseidon, who runs a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff, he's gonna be streaming some MK stuff, and I'm in the works right now to get another Smash stream going so we can have twice as many players get a chance to get their shine on stream in Upstate Uproar. So
yeah, those food places look good. Be ready to come up to me every 2 hours and say and say the phrase, "Yo, you're fucking eating again?" And we're like,
"What are you doing?"
Yup.
I'm like, "Are you passed out?"
It's good. Just watching fighting games, getting fucking fat.
That
It's got
sounds
to
like
be
a good
great.
time to me, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I think that's it, guys. We will be back next Tuesday. I will get this episode up Thursday or Friday.
Absolutely.
Um, yeah. Thanks for
Hey,
tuning
thanks to
in.
everybody who's been watching too and commenting and stuff like that, man. We appreciate the feedback. So
Yeah. Shout out to Scuzzy, Esnaj, and Mr.
absolutely.
EMP TV.
Yeah. Kyle
Um,
jumps on sometimes. Thank you.
yep. Yep. And Kyle comments on the videos sometimes too.
He
We got some
does.
good support. So
Appreciate it.
yeah. We love you all. We will see you next Tuesday. Peace.
Peace. Mm, 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 mm.